Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you to all this session on application of virtual labs in civil engineering. We are honored to have Dr. Mukul Saxena, Assistant Professor at REC Kannauj, with us today, a gold medalist from NIT Kurukshetra. He has expertise in geotechnical energy, AI in civil engineering, and ground improvement techniques. Virtual labs are transforming civil engineering education by enabling hands on learning through simulations without physical lab limitations. Let's welcome Dr. Mukul Saxena, sir, to enlighten us on this topic. Over to you, sir.
Consistent. First of all, uh, I would like to thank the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity uh, to be a speaker on this FDP program. First of all, I would like to introduce myself as well. I'm Mukul Saxena, working as an assistant professor at in civil engineering department at REC Engineering College, Kannauj. Uh, First of all, I would like to say that due to some internet problems, I would like to switch off my video so that my voice can be clearly heard to you. Okay. Now I'm going to share my PPT. Is it visible to you?
हाँ मुकुल जी, इसको अगर स्लाइड शो पे करेंगे ना तो आपके लिए इजी गोइंग होगा थोड़ा सा।
Yes, yes. Okay, fine.
दैट्स फाइन सर।
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So basically today we are going to cover this topic, that is virtual labs in civil engineering, or you can see the civil engineering virtual labs. We are going to discuss about the virtual labs that is available for the civil engineering department. These are the list of the contents, but first of all, we would like to introduce you to the term laboratory. Now, in civil engineering departments, we have different domains such as structures, transportation engineering, soil mechanics and foundation engineering, water resource engineering, and environmental engineering. And we have the laboratories for these specializations as well. And in a typical laboratory setup, what are the things that are generally available? These are the specialized instruments, tools, and softwares, and also the safety equipment that is generally carried out, useful for carrying out the scientific experiments. So, what do you mean by the term laboratory? That is any facility, typically a room or a building, that is dedicated and equipped with specialized instruments, tools, software, and safety equipment for carrying out the scientific experiments, that is testing, scientific measurements, and the analysis of the results obtained. So this will help us to understand what is the laboratory. This will help us to better understand what will be the function of the virtual lab. So what we have studied that a laboratory is a facility that provides controlled conditions, okay, in which we can perform the research experiments and measurements. And we also record the results obtained in a systematic way. Now, what is the purpose of this laboratory in education? The main purpose of the laboratory work in education is to provide students with conceptual and theoretical knowledge, means to help them learning the to help them to learn the scientific concepts and scientific methods by a visual representation of the procedures and observations that are going to be uh, that we are going to do in the laboratory setup, in a physical laboratory setup. So this will help us students with, so first of all, the purpose of the laboratory is to familiarize students with scientific apparatus, means the apparatus which are available in your laboratory. You have to familiarize. This will help students to familiarize with the apparatus on which they are going to perform the experiment. Second is the to develop in the skill in the experimental method, that is practice in conducting the, it helps in practicing the conducting the right procedure which is already given for the performing a particular experiment. It's careful observation and recording and thoughtful analysis of the results. These generally form the basics of all scientific investigations and investigations with valid conclusion. So basically, uh, theoretically, you will learn a lot of concepts, but this will definitely help in reinforcing those concepts by working in a laboratory. We generally reinforce those concepts better. Okay, it also enhance the students' interest and help them to learn the practical skills and also develop their cognitive ability. And basically, the teachers here are considered that the most important uh, objective for lab work. The teachers are considered as the uh, link between theory to practice. So basically, the most important work for the laboratory is to connect the theory to the practical application. Now, what is the importance of laboratory in education? So first of all, what is the practical skill development? Second, this is the reinforcement of a concept. It helps in the reinforcement of a concept. It also helps in the promotion of critical thinking. And this also helps in the increased engagement and interest. Basically, te- here the teachers considered as a main link to develop the practical skill development among the students through laboratory experiments. And while performing the experiments in the laboratory, it will help the students to basically reinforce the concept that is going to be that is involved in the conducting the experiment. And by the thorough analysis of the results of that particular experiments or the experiment that the students are going to perform, it helps in the developing the critical thinking among the students. Increased it also, since students are take first of all, students have already studied in the theory the concepts, but when they get to see those concepts applied in the physical environment, that helps in increasing the students engagement and also interest among the students. So basically lab work is said to help students learn scientific concepts and to enhance students interest, motivation, practical skills, and also develop among them the problem solving ability. Now, what exactly the virtual lab is? Or you can say that what do you mean by a virtual lab? So basically the virtual laboratory is an environment, interactive environment for creating and conducting the simulated experiments. So we are going to see the behavior of a material or experiment in a simulated environment. Okay. So where a user can conduct a digital simulation of real world laboratory experiments to learn concepts and practice procedure of that particular experiment in a virtual environment. People are generally more interested in watching the animations, or you can say that how the concepts are there in the real world problem, and this will help in proper understanding of the concept, and that's why the virtual lab act as a uh, carrier of act as a, you can say that act as a tool for understanding the concept better among the students. Now, it consists of dependent simulated programs. Means the virtual lab consists of domain dependent simulation programs and consists of lot of experiments which are required to be performed in a virtual lab. It also provides a safe learning environment for the users. Safe learning environment means here the we don't have to work for the we don't have to care for the safety of the instruments and also to the safety of the users, because we are doing the experiments virtually only. Okay, and the virtual labs are available for different domains, for let's say for different engineering branches, and it consists of lots of other lots of other uh, experiments are available in different domains which are related to the
that particular branch. Hello, hello.
बताइए बताइए क्या हुआ मुकुल जी?
Am I audible, sir?
हाँ हाँ, श्योर 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 श्योर.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, how does a virtual lab work? Oh, in a virtual lab, we have a on-screen digital simulator where we generally perform the, which helps in performing the required experiments. And this digital simulator consists of all the, or you can say that it consists of all the procedure to perform the experiment, and also all the equipments are already embedded in this digital simulator. Now, learners can tinker with laboratory equipments through a web interface to perform the experiments. So, while going through the virtual lab, you will see that in order to perform the experiments, you have to carry out some activities, and those activities will consist of different uh, you can say the uh, different quizzes type. For example, that first of all you have to in order to pour a water on a beaker, you have to take the water glass of water, and you have to put it in a beaker through the use of cursor. Now, it consists of complete remote learning management system. That means in this virtual lab, you will you will get first of all you will take a pre-experiment quiz that will help you to understand the concepts better. Then you have to study the procedure, and then you have to actually simulate the laboratory work. And then after that you have to perform a quiz, so that will help you to understand that whether you have understand the concept better through the performance of this particular lab experiment. So a virtual laboratory is an on-screen simulator that learners use to test ideas, and they may observe the and they generally observe the results. This will allow the learner to work with the laboratory equipments that would behave in almost the same way as it would in a let's say in a real environment. Learners will also be able to perform a series of, let's say, experiments, and and may and also gets the authentic results as well through this. Now, key features of virtual labs. So let me tell you that in lot of engineering curriculum, there should be a theory along with the practical experiments. And according to our this new education policy, we also have to perform some real life projects at the end of a particular course. And here the virtual lab will help us to let the students understand the concept better. Why? Since it is a simulation of real world scenarios and also
डॉक्टर राजीव सिंह जी, डॉक्टर राजीव सिंह.
hello,
Okay, continue, sir. Continue.
am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Hello.
yes. Yes, you are
Okay.
audible.
Okay. Hello.
हेलो, हाँ मुकुल जी, आ रही है, कंटिन्यू करिए प्लीज.
Okay. Okay. Fine. And it also helps in remote accessibility of the labs and also where the sufficient infrastructure for the labs are not available. Now, need for virtual labs in civil engineering. Generally, there's a limited access to the physical labs in most of the engineering colleges. Basically, those which are in tier 3 to tier 4 cities. And many education institutes lack fully equipped civil engineering labs because of some budget constraints or some space limitations. And here, virtual labs provides an alternative for students to conduct the experiments remotely. It also a cost-effective solution. For example, because setting up and maintaining the physical laboratories with expensive equipment and materials can be costly. Here, virtual labs will reduce these expenses and will provide a realistic learning experience to the students. Remote learning and flexibility. Here, n number of users can perform the experiments at a particular time or from different locations. So it also gives the remote learning and flexibility as well. And we have already studied that with rise of the online education, virtual labs also is allowing students to perform experiments anytime, anywhere without needing the physical presence in a lab. We have already seen such things during the COVID time, that where we are restricted to go into the laboratory, and that time these virtual labs that we have already conducted the experiments, or we have already teach the students how to perform the different different lab experiments from civil engineering department through these virtual labs. Advanced simulation and analysis. Virtual labs integrate simulation tools that provides the real-time analysis, visualizations, and data interpretation, which may not always be possible in traditional labs. That through virtual labs we can also get the data very easily or very fast. It also helps in bridging the gap between the theory and practice. For example, virtual labs help the students apply the theoretical concept practically, and also helps them understanding the concepts better, thereby improving their problem solving skills and preparing them for the real life projects as well, especially in civil engineering. Sustainability and environmental benefits. These things reduces the need for the these labs will reduce the need for the requirement of physical materials like cement, sand, chemicals, and also minimize waste and promote the environmental friendly learning methods. Even in not in India right now, but in outside India, professionals and researchers are also using these virtual labs for testing the new construction techniques and structural designs before the real world implementation, before their real world implementations. So, and also this will help in integration with emerging technologies. For example, uh, uh, we can also collaborate, yeah, incorporate these virtual labs in with AI and more advanced VR. This will enhance the learning experiences of the students and will make the engineering education more interactive and future ready. Okay, so basically these virtual laboratories um, allow students to conduct laboratory experiments anytime and at any place, and students will be able to conduct the tests as if they were in real laboratory, and they can interpret the results and apply the results to practical situations using the 3D simulated environment. And each student will have his or own virtual apparatus to conduct not only the standard test but also a variety of tests that's existing and where the real equipment cannot accommodate. These virtual laboratories can enhance learning, retention, and transfer of learning by extending the range of testing and allowing for the exploration of, we can say, what if situations without the need for real laboratory space and equipment, and also the associated manpower. Basically, virtual lab in construction is the same thing with in this PPT is mentioned that it allows to use as the 3D modeling of the structures. We can also uh, understand or we can also find the defects in the structures through virtual reality, or you can say the augmented reality as well by by using the more advanced virtual labs. Okay, AI driven simulations will also help in enhancing our practical understanding of the topic. Now I would like to show you some what kind of the labs available to us. So by going through this virtual lab, by going to the link of this virtual lab, we can see the labs that are already available for the civil engineering domain. So first of all is the basic engineering mechanics and strength of the materials lab, which is developed by the Triple IT Hyderabad. Why you can see that Triple IT Hyderabad by seeing that how can they develop a lab related to the strength of materials. But since while developing a lab, you have to first you have to take the help from the CS department, or you can say that you have a basic knowledge of some coding work, because uh, uh, you have to do some modifications in the Git repository to be able to perform your to be able to make your simulator to perform the required experiment. Okay. Now, concrete structure labs are also available, which is conducted by the IIT Delhi Engineering Geology Lab, COP Technical University Pune, College of Engineering Pune, and Mental Engineering Lab is also available, Fluid Machinery Labs, Fluid Mechanics Lab, and Geotechnical Engineering Lab. This is developed by the NIT Suratkar. Since I am associated with the hello, okay, let me okay, sure. Now you will be able to see this the various civil engineering labs which is available on the VLab platform. Okay, so since I am associated with the geotechnical engineering, or I have major in this geotechnical engineering, so I will like to show you this lab, that geotechnical engineering lab. So a geotechnical engineering lab virtual lab is a digital platform that allows students to conduct experiments related to the geotechnical engineering concepts in visual and comprehensive manner. Okay, so first of all, these virtual labs is also a tool by which students can learn by their pace themselves. That's why it's written over here that it's a self-paced learning tool that helps students to understand the fundamental concept and prepare for physical experiments in a safe and controlled environment. Okay. Now, the list of experiments that are available here is in the geotechnical engineering tab section. That is the first of all, it is the determination of particle size distribution, determination of dry density by sand replacement method. Earlier it was not available, but recently it is introduced. Determination of in situ density by core cutter method, determination of liquid limit and plastic limit for cohesive soils, and determination of shrinkage limit for cohesive soils. Similarly, 10 is, uh, you can say that 10 experiments are available for you to perform through virtual labs. So let's first of all take a, let's say this, we would like to see this, how we perform the test through virtual labs. Now, now I've opened the tab that is the determination of dry density by sand replacement method. Okay, so the objective is that what is the aim of this? First of all, we can see the aim of this lab. What will be the aim of this test or this experiment? To determine the field or in situ density of soil by the sand replacement method. So now after this, we will click on the tab that is the theory. So here you will get the all the theoretical details of related to this experiment. That is the determination of dry density by sand replacement method. All this will already be taught to the students in the physical class, or you can say that during the teaching process in the class. Uh, the teacher has already taught this thing. Now the students have to go through once again to already to just understand the theoretical concepts. So that's why it is available over here. Now, after this, you have to first take the, but that I already that first of all you have to take the pre-test, so that before going to conduct this test, you have to get some knowledge about the basic terminologies or basic things required to perform the test, and that's why the this pre-test is there. So this will also help. Here you can also choose the difficulty. Earlier this was not there. Now they have already introduced this difficulty level, that is the beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Okay. So depending upon your ability to understand the concept, you can choose any of those three. Okay. So after going through this pre-test, there is a procedure. Okay. So this will help you to perform the test, perform the lab through the, or perform the experiment through the simulation. So first of all, you have to study all the procedures that you are going to be follow while performing the simulation. Okay. And you can also can see here that click on the simulation button to a new window will open as shown below. Over on the description to view the definitions. Click on the next button on the bottom right corner to proceed further. Now, second is a click on the scale to measure the height of the calibrating container. So, if you click on this, that will help you to measure the height of the calibrating container. If you don't know basically the procedure of the conducting this experiment, this will definitely help you to carry out the simulation in a proper way. Now you can say this. You can see this. We have opened the simulation procedure, where you have to click on this button. Now your simulation has already started. Step 1 is the measure the height and diameter of the calibrating container, then calculate the volume of the calibrating container. So now you have to click on this scale, and this arrow shows that you have to now click on the vernier caliper that will measure the diameter of this internal diameter of this calibrating container, and you will get you will get the height of the calibrating container by clicking on this scale, and now the internal diameter of the calibrating container, that is the, now the volume of the calibrating container is, the formula is given to you. You can also calculate by by putting the values on this in this formula, and after putting this value you can also check whether the reading that you have got is correct or not. Okay. So for that you have to first put this uh, put the form value over here. Now simulation, after the simulation, similarly we have to take perform all the steps, and then we will able to understand how this test is going to perform. Okay. Now after this, after performing the simulation and understanding the procedure, we have to go through the post test that will help you to you can say that calibrate that how much understanding you have gained after performing the test. Okay. That will help you to gauge the your performance or your understanding of the concept. Uh, so this lab experiment. Okay. Now after conducting this, you can also go through the references to further enhance your knowledge about that particular experiment. Those are the books. Reference books are available and may be available in the library, or you can also purchase those books as well. Now,
हो गया बेटा, पढ़ लिया? अब इसमें से अगर आप, अभी तो मुझे नहीं पता है कि मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस आएंगे कि नहीं आएंगे।
योगेंद्र सर,
now here you can going to the contributors, you can also get the name of the developers and also the contributors written over it. Okay, you can also contact to the coordinator nodal officers of the virtual lab if you want to develop some sort of uh, virtual lab in a civil engineering domain. Here you can also share your experience to the feedback tab, that whether there are some questions that will help you to make this uh, experiment more user friendly, like things, so that by going through this feedback tab you can share your feedback about the experiments. Okay, thank you, sir. That's all from my side. If you want to ask any question, you can ask. Hello.
हाँ मुकुल जी, हो गया
Yes,
आपका?
sir. Yes, sir. I have completed.
थैंक यू,
Okay,
थैंक यू
sir.
मुकुल
Thank
जी।
you, sir.
Any participants, if you have any query regarding the civil engineering virtual labs, you can ask. Any question? Please ask.
I can say that so many options are already available.
Huh?
Means, so many different advanced labs are not available right now. So if anybody who wants to develop those labs, they can also collaborate with the nodal agencies for the virtual labs, and through them they can develop the new advanced labs which are required in this domain.
Dear participants, just I have a request. Please open your camera for the recording purpose. Please open your camera. Dear participants, please open your camera for the recording purpose. Just I am requesting to all the participants, please open your camera